I'm going to make a rebar bender with this gas pipe. I think it's 2.5 inch or 2 inch. It has a cover on it which seals the pipe if there is any leakage. And I'm going to weld a rebar like this, about 45 degrees angle, and make a good rebar bender. Let's go clean this first and then we're going to weld it. I also want to mention that I forgot to take the video of peeling off this tape off this pipe. It was like this. I peeled this off. So now what's left on it is a bit, but I gotta clean it off to have a better welding process. I'm going to clean it as much as possible. I know I cannot clean it completely off, but as much as I can do it, it's good. This part is a little bit thicker, so I gotta go slow, otherwise I'm gonna cut my fingers. Here needs some slow motion. I don't know what this is, but it's very sticky. I barely could peel this off with my hands. With this and my hands. Very hard. I think these are made in China too. These pipes and the tape. And I also want to mention these are some excessive metal parts from cutting it with angle grinder. So I gotta clean them too, but it's for another time. After we clean this, I think I gotta do this repetitively so I can clean this pipe like in a maximum possible way, like this. But I'm sure when the cutter hits the metal, it destroys the edges of this cutter. But these are really cheap, so it doesn't matter. I also have a brush on my angle grinder. After cleaning this with this cutter, I think it's better to use that brush to clean this as much as possible. We'll see. But I think if I do that with angle grinder, it's gonna burn these. I don't know what the hell is this, but it's gonna burn these and produce some hideous odors. Now I am almost done with it, but I can clean this more with my angle grinder's brass coated steel wire. This is the real name of it, brass coated steel wire. It's something like an angry snake. It stings like a snake. This is it. I will mount this on my angle grinder, and when this turns around, it will clean this much more than I could do with this cutter. So I'm gonna take a video of that too, and see you in the next video. Now it's time for the pipe to be much more cleaner. This is my stuff. This is my welding machine, angle grinder, my mask, and these electrodes. And this is my big tripod to record with my phone. So let's go into it. I also have these rebars. I'm gonna see which one of them is suitable for this. I'm gonna weld this like this in here. I think this angle is quite nice. And I'm gonna connect this to the power supply. And after I cleaned up the pipe, I'm gonna attach this to the power supply here. You can see that here. This is our balcony, about 1.2 meter width and about 8 meters long, so it's good. It works. Get these out of the way. Now I'm gonna put this rebar inside of this pipe so I can handle it with my angle grinder. It's very easy like this. I think it's good. I'm gonna cut this from here like this. This is my mask. It has sensors. I can control it. Now that I'm grinding, I can put this into grind mode. It clicks. If you hear, you see, when you turn it, it clicks. And now it's on grind mode. It doesn't change the color to the black inside the screen. It's cheap, but it's good. Actually, this is the first time I'm using this, and this happened here on the screen and blocked my view. Now I'm gonna put this rebar inside of this pipe so I can control it with my feet, like this. You see? I can control it with my feet. It's time to change this and use the brass on it. This is the brass I showed you previously, but before we change it, we've got to unplug the cable. Always remember safety first. Now I'm gonna push this button to my finger and then put this inside of these two holes, and when it locks, I'm gonna turn it counterclockwise, and then this comes out. Remember, if you want to close this on this, you should not use this with this. It goes and locks itself by turning around, and this is not necessary for this brass. I'm gonna turn it slowly. Oh my god, I forgot to hold this. You should first hold this and then turn it around. I've got this helmet too. It's for grinding works only, and this has, oh my god, look at the blood. It doesn't stop. But we don't care, we're gonna continue. This has a larger field of view, so you can clearly see what you're doing. With the other one, with this helmet, it's kind of hard, so I'm gonna use this. Let's go. This is what the brass did. I think it's good. Actually, we do not need to do this for all the surface, because I'm gonna weld the rebar from here, and it's enough. The blood comes out and doesn't stop. I don't know why. Usually it would stop. Let me use a plaster. Now it's sealed. The wound. Not a wound, but it bleeds out and it doesn't stop, so I use this. This is the angle. You can see that. I don't know if the angle is right, but it looks fine. But I think if it's like this, it can handle and transfer more power to the rebar we want to bend, yeah? Actually, I'm gonna weld this like this and fill the gap with electrode. What do you say? Like this. Okay, now it's better. I'm gonna polish it with like this and show you the final result, and I'm gonna try it on a rebar in the building. Okay guys, now I'm in the building. I came up here to test this tool. I don't have the real rebar layout on the building because we have finished our concrete pouring and it's done all to the top. But here I found a place to put the rebar in and make it somehow stable in that place so it doesn't move. And we're going to test this tool right here. And I also want to mention that if you take this tool in a way that is like this, which its 45-degree angle is towards you like this, it's gonna give you much greater space to bend the rebar. Okay, if you put this like this and try to bend it, you see, if you put this 45-degree to the other side and want to bend this like this, the handle of this tool is going to touch the rebar and it doesn't give you the space to turn it properly. But if you do this, as I told you, the 45-degree angle towards you, and that is the reason why this tool has a 45-degree angle. So in tight positions, you have greater space and a much greater distance you can travel and bend the rebar. Okay, let's see what happens. So I'm gonna put this here. It is bended a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna do the job. Okay, see that? 1, 2, 3. You see? I didn't go fully to the end, but if you go, it's gonna bend it like 180 degrees. From this horizontal position that the rebar had, you can turn it 180 degrees to the other side or to the other direction and bend it. Okay, now I have brought up a new rebar. It's not very long, but it's gonna do the job. This rebar has a diameter of 10 millimeter, which this tool is going to be used most of the time on this rebar. Okay, so I'm gonna bend this tool and see if it works. And as I told you before, this is not the right position to test this tool, but we don't have the right position, so I'm gonna go with this. So the 45-degree angle goes right here. Let me take this. Okay, now we are in the position. Look, if you look closely, the rebar touches the gas pipe in two positions, in two places. One of them is in the beginning of the gas pipe right here, and one of them is at the end, as you can see that. So let's go turning and see if it works, okay? You see the angle it bended? I have enough space to turn this rebar with this tool because the 45-degree angle helps us. And there is so much space behind this handle and we can bend it as much as we like. Of course, to a limit, but it's enough. Let's go a little bit more. See? Because it wasn't in the right position, it didn't bend it like 90 degrees, but you can see the purpose and how this tool works. So remember, the 45-degree angle, always like this towards your body. Then in the other side, here, you have greater space and angle to bend the rebar, you see. In the real situation, we're going to have multiple rebars surrounding that particular rebar that you want to bend. And if you do not consider the point I told you, it's not gonna work, or it's not gonna work properly, you know? And if you do not listen to the point I told you in the real action, it's not gonna work properly, you know? This 45-degree angle is just made for that particular purpose, that you can bend the rebar as much as there is space. But if you turn it the other side, it's not gonna work. So now I'm in the yard, so we have better lighting situation. This is the rebar bender tool. It's not perfect, but you get the purpose. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did and it was useful, please subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. It's free. See you in the next one. Goodbye.